This is the OCR GCSE 91 Maths Foundation Paper 2 from the November 2018 series, and this paper is a non-calculator paper. Question number 1. Here is a hexagon, part A. On the diagram, draw the hexagon's two lines of symmetry. We have one line of symmetry here. We have another line of symmetry here. Here are the two lines of symmetry. Part B. Write down the order of rotation symmetry of the hexagon. We have an order of rotation symmetry of 2. Question number 2. Work out for part A 1/2 of 12. 1/2 of 12 is 6. Part B. We have 8 multiplied by 1/5, and we have to give our answer as a mixed number. 8 times by 1/5 is 8/5. 5 goes into 8 one whole time. What's remaining is 3, so we have 1 whole and 3/5. Part C. Isaac and Maya eat part of a pizza. Isaac eats 1/6 of the pizza. Maya then eats 3/5 of the remaining pizza. What fraction of the original pizza is left? So we've got Isaac who eats 1/6. Maya then eats 3/5 of the remaining pizza. And if Isaac eats 1/6, that means 5/6 of the pizza remain. So we have 3/5 of 5/6, which is equal to 3/6. So this is how much Maya eats of the whole pizza. So therefore, to find out what fraction of the original pizza is left, we have 6/6, which is the whole pizza, subtract the 1/6, which is how much Isaac eats, subtract the 3/6, which is what Maya eats. This leaves us with 2/6, which is equal to 1/3. So the fraction of the original pizza that's left is 1/3. Question number 3, part A. Complete the statement using a term from the list. The triangle is which type of triangle? Well, 3 sides are of equal length, so we have an equilateral triangle. Question number 4. These are the heights in meters of the players in a netball team. For part A, for the first part, we have to find the median height of the 7 players. Well, here we can see the numbers are not in order of size from the smallest to the biggest. To work out the median, we need to write the numbers in order of size, smallest to biggest. Well, we've got the 1.13, 1.15, 1.20, 1.22, 1.23, 1.24, and 1.30. Now, the middle number here is this 1.22, so the median is 1.22. Next, we have to work out the range of the heights of the 7 players. The range is equal to the biggest number subtract the smallest number. So we've got the biggest number, 1.30, subtract the smallest number, which is 1.13. And if we work this out, we get 0.17. So the range is 0.17. For the third part, the sum of the heights of the 7 players is 8.47 meters. We have to calculate the mean height of the 7 players. To calculate the mean height, what we need to do is divide the 8.47 by 7. And if I work out what this is equal to, I get 1.21. So the mean is 1.21. Part B, the tallest player is replaced by a substitute. And if that's the case, then the tallest player is not 1.30 meters. The median height of the players is unchanged, so that means the median is still 1.22. And we know that the mean height of the players becomes smaller. So because the mean is smaller, and if we replace our tallest player, we want a smaller player to make the value of the mean smaller. So we want a value in between 1.22 and 1.30, so we can have 1.25. This graph shows the cost of buying potatoes from a farm. Part A, for the first part, how much does it cost to buy 70 kilograms of potatoes? So first of all, 70 kilograms is here, and if we read across, we get a cost of 28. So we have 28 pounds. Next, what weight of potatoes can be bought for 38 pounds? 38 is over here, and if we read down, we get 95. So we have 95 kilograms. Next, the cost per kilogram of potatoes is the same for any weight of potatoes. How much will it cost to buy 180 kilograms of potatoes from the farm? What we can do is first of all find out how much it will cost for 10 kilograms. For 10 kilograms, it costs 4 pounds. And therefore, for 180 kilograms, we multiply by 18. 18 times 4 is 72. So we have 72 pounds. Part B, the graph shows the annual profits in thousands of pounds of the farm between 2013 and 2017. That's what we see here. We have to describe one misleading feature of the graph. Well, we go from 20 to 40 to 60 to 80 to 100. Then here we go from 100 to 110, and then back from 110 to 120. So what we can see then is here we've got a 10, whereas below it we've got the 20s. So the vertical scale is not linear. Question number 6, which is bigger, 36% or 7 over 20? Let's convert this 7 over 20 to a percentage. A percentage means out of 100. So to find the equivalent fraction, 7 over 20 is the same as 35 over 100, which is of course the same as 35%. So which is bigger? Well, 36% is bigger because it is larger than 35%, and the 35% is the same as 7 over 20. Question 7, part A, write down the value of the cube root of 27. The cube root of 27 is equal to 3, and that's because 3 times by 3 times by 3, in other words 3 cubed, is 27. Part B, work out 7 squared. 7 squared is the same as 7 multiplied by 7, which is 49. 7 squared is 49. Part C, write 6 to the negative 1 as a fraction. This is reciprocal of 6. The reciprocal of 6 is 1/6. Question number 8. A water company charged the following in 2017. £2 for each metre cubed of water used, plus the fixed charge of £45. In 2017, Jenny used 110 metres cubed of water. For the 12 months of 2017, she paid £20 per month to the water company. How much more money does Jenny need to pay the water company? So we've got £2 for each metre cubed of water used, and then we've got this fixed charge, and then in 2017 we know that she uses 110 metres cubed of water. So the cost of water she used, we've got this £2 multiplied by this 110 plus this £45, that's £265. So we have £25. Question 9, part A, rearrange this formula to make x the subject. To make x the subject of y equals x subtract 2, we need to add 2 to both sides, leaving us with y plus 2 equals x. We can also rewrite this as x equals y plus 2. Part B, rearrange this formula to make d the subject. To make d the subject, we want d equals, and for that we would have to divide both sides by pi. So if I divide both sides by pi, you can see then that c over pi equals d. So we have d equals c over pi. Question number 10. Write down the equation of each of these lines. For the first part, we've got this line here. This line here would correspond to x equals 3. Next, this line here, well, for every x value, we've got the same y value, which means y equals x. Part B, sketch the graph of y equals x squared. Here is the graph of y equals x squared. Question number 11. Some biscuits contain only 3 ingredients: flour, butter and sugar. The ratio of flour to butter is 5:4. The ratio of butter to sugar is 2:1. The total weight of the flour, butter and sugar is 770 grams. We have to work out the weight of each of the ingredients. Here we have a ratio table. We know the ratio of flour to butter is 5:4. We know the ratio of butter to sugar is 2:1. Let's find out what the ratio of flour to butter to sugar is. Well, here we have a 4 and here we have a 2. We can find the equivalent ratio by multiplying by 2, which leaves us with 4:2, meaning the ratio of flour to butter to sugar equals 5:4:2. Here is the ratio represented using a bar model. We have 5:4:2. We know that the total altogether is equal to 770. We have 5 plus 4 plus 2, which is 11, so we've got 11 parts, which means each part is worth 70. For flour, we've got 5 times by 70, which is 350. So flour is 350. For butter, we've got 4 times 70, which is 280. So butter is 280, and sugar is 2 times by 70, which is 140. Question number 12, part A, work out 8 divided by 0.4. This is the same as 8 over 0.4. If I multiply both the numerator and the denominator by 10, this is the same as 80 over 4, and 80 over 4 is 20. Part B, by writing each number correct to one significant figure, find an estimate for this calculation. 22.1 times 37 over 1.9. What this is approximately equal to is 20 times 40 over 2, which is equal to 800 over 2, which is 4. So this is approximately equal to 4. Question 13, part A. We have to write 0.00316 in standard form. So we've got 0.00316, which we need to write in standard form. So we move the decimal point 1 to 3 to the right, leaving us with 3.16 times 10 to the minus 3. Part B, work out 2 times 10 squared times 4 times 10 to the 5 in standard form. Now the 2 times by the 4 is 8, and we are multiplying this by 10 squared times 10 to the 5, which is the same as 10 to the power of 2 plus 5. So we have 8 times by 10 to the 7 as our answer. Question 14. The next term in each of these Fibonacci sequences is found by adding together the two previous terms. You have to work out the missing terms in each sequence. I've got 2 plus 5, which is 7, 5 plus 7, which is 12, 7 plus 12, which is 19, 12 plus 19 is 31. Part B, we have to this time work backwards. Something plus 22 is 34, that something is 12. Something plus 12 is 22, that something is 10. Something plus 10 is 12, that something is 2. Question 15, part A, multiply out 3x, subtract 2y by x plus y, give your answer in simplest form. Well, I've got 3x times by x, which is 3x squared. Then I've got 3x times by y, which is 3xy. Then I've got negative 2y times by x, which is negative 2xy. And then I've got negative 2y multiplied by y, which is negative 2y squared. Let's simplify. We've got 3x squared, 3xy subtract 2xy, that is just xy, and then I have negative 2y squared. Part B, we have 3 multiplied by 2x plus d plus c multiplied by x plus 5 equals 10x plus 17. We have to work out the value of c and the value of d. Well, I have 3 times by 2x, which is 6x. Then I've got 3 times by d, which is 3d. Then I've got c times by x, which is cx. And then I've got c times by 5, which is 5c. And what this is all equal to is the 10x plus 17. So now what we have to do to find out what c and d are is compare coefficients. Let's take a look at the x terms. What gives us an x term? Well, I've got the 6x, the cx, which is equal to 10x. So I've got 6 plus c equals 10, which means c is equal to 4. Let's take a look at the numbers. For the numbers, we have the 3d plus the 5c, which is equal to the 17. So I've got 3d plus 5c equals 17. I already know what c is, that's 4. So I've got 3d plus 5 times by 4 equals 17. So I've got 3D plus 20 equals 17. Subtracting 20 from both sides, 3D equals -3, which means D equals -1. So I've got C equals 4, D equals -1. Part C, solve by factorising. X squared subtract 7x plus 10 equals 0. What we require here are two numbers which multiply to give 10 and which add together to give -7. What are those two numbers? Well, those two numbers are -5 and -2. So, when we come to factorise, we have x subtract 5 multiplied by x subtract 2. And this is equal to 0. Which means then x is equal to 5 or x equals 2. So we have 5 and 2. Question number 16. Jeff has two fair spinners. We've got spinner A and spinner B. He spins both spinners and multiplies the numbers on each spinner. Complete the table. So we only have two entries to fill here. 4 times by 9 is 36. 5 times by 9 is 45. Part B. Jeff wants to work out the probability that the outcome of the multiplication is an even number or a prime number. Here is his working. The probability the outcome is an even number is 6/12. The probability the outcome is a prime number is 3/12. The probability the outcome is an even number or a prime number is 6/12 plus 3/12 equals 9/12. Jeff is wrong. Explain his error and give the correct answer. Well, the idea here is 2 is even and prime, so the 2 has been counted twice, so we need the correct probability. So the correct probability, let's work this out. We've got the 2, the 14, the 18, 3, 4, 28, 36, 5. These are the numbers that are even or prime. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those numbers. So the correct probability then is 8/12, which is equal to 3/4. Question 17. The depth of water in a garden pond is 57.8 centimeters. The depth decreases by 0.3 centimeters per day. Part A assumed the depth continues to decrease at the same rate. After how many days will the depth reach 54.2? So we start off with this 57.8. Let's subtract 0.3 each time until we get the 54.2. So subtracting 0.3 we get 57.5. Subtract another 0.3 we get 57.2. Subtract another 0.3 we get 56.9. Subtract another 0.3 we get 56.6. Subtract another 0.3 we get 56.3. Subtract another 0.3 we get 56. Subtract another 0.3 we get 55.7. Subtract another 0.3 we get 55.4. Subtract another 0.3 we get 54.1. Subtract another 0.3, we get 54.8. Subtract another 0.3, we get 54.5. Subtract another 0.3, we get 54.2. So how many days does it take us to get to this 54.2? Well, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it takes 12 days. Part B, if the depth of water decreases at a slow rate, what effect will this have on your answer to part A? Well, so it would take more days. Question number 18. Emily spent £2,400 on holiday in 2017. This was 20% more than she spent on holiday in 2016. Calculate the amount she spent on holiday in 2016. So, let the amount that she spent on holiday in 2016 be 100%. That's what we need to calculate. 20% more than this is 120%. And we know in 2017, the amount spent on holiday is 2,400. So, how do we calculate 100%? Well, we can first of all find out what 1% is. So, to find out what 1% is, I have to divide by 120. So, if I divide 2,400 by 120, I get £20. So therefore, for 100%, I have to multiply by 100. So if I multiply by 100, we get £2,000. So the amount spent on holiday in 2016 is £2,000. Question 19. Triangle A and triangle B are drawn on the coordinate grid. That's what we see here. For part A, for the first part, draw the image of triangle A after a rotation of 180 degrees about the origin. So if we do that, we get this triangle here. Next, we have to draw the image of triangle A after a single translation by the vector to -7. So, if I pick a point, say here, I go 2 across and 7 down. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the point will go here. So now if I draw the triangle, we end up with this triangle shown here. We now have to describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle B. So, let's draw some of these ray lines. Like so. And what we can then see is we have a center of enlargement here at -1, 2. We can see that this length is 4, this length is 2, so we are essentially dividing the size by 2. We have an enlargement scale factor 1/2, center -1, 2. Question number 20. The table shows the number of computers sold in Tom's shop each quarter from 2015 to 2017. Part A, complete this graph using the information for 2017. So for 2017 quarter 1 we've got 27. So we've got 20 here, 25 here, so 27 is going to be around here. Then in quarter 2 we've got 40, so 40 is over here. Quarter 3 we've got 30. And quarter 4 we've got 58. So that is over here. So now we need to join these up with straight lines. So here we've got the completed graph. Part B, Tom adds the 3 results for quarter 1 and he adds the 3 results for quarter 4. Tom says the ratio of the total number of computers sold in quarter 1 compared to quarter 4 is 2 to 5. Is it correct? Show your reasoning. So in quarter 1 what we have is the 13, the 20 and the 27 which need to be added together. So for quarter 1 we have 13 plus 20 plus 27 which is 60, and in quarter 4 we have 45, 47 and 58. So adding those together we've got 45 plus 47 plus 58. And if I add these together I get 150. So therefore the ratio of quarter 1 to quarter 4 is 60 to 150, and if I divide by 30 what we end up with is 2 to 5, which is what he said, which means Tom is correct. Part C, make 2 comments about Tom's sales over the period 2015 to 2017. Well, if I go back to this diagram, and if we compare the values, here we've got 13, 20, 27, here we've got 31, 32, 40, we've got 29, then a slight dip to 25, then back up to 30, then here we've got 45, 47 and 58. Hopefully what you should be spotting is that there is an overall increase. So there is an overall increase in sales. Another comment, if we take a look at quarter 4 and the rise in quarter 4 compared to the other values, what you can see is the sales in quarter 4 are the strongest. Part D, Tom predicts that he will sell more than 60 computers in the 4th quarter of 2018. What assumption has he made? Well, the sales increase at a similar rate each year. Question 21. A circle with centre O and radius 6 cm contains another circle with centre O and radius x centimeters. That's in this diagram. We have to write down an expression in terms of pi and x for the shaded area in centimeters squared. Well, the shaded area is equal to the big circle subtract the small circle. The area of the big circle is equal to pi multiplied by 6 squared. So this is equal to 36 pi. The small area, we've got pi multiplied by x squared, which is x squared pi. So therefore, for the shaded, I've got the big area, 36 pi, subtract x squared pi, which is a small area, and if I factorise out pi, we have 36 subtract x squared multiplied by pi.